beautiful it was to them. But everyone is now twisted and taken that and made it something negative. What people haven't done is watch the entire show.
Oh, we've
Watch
watched
him
it.
say that she wasn't scared and that once they finally went on a date, it was history from there. Or listen to him talk about their 2020 conversation while she was at the Olympics as he encouraged her
Mm-hmm.
that she could be okay. And when she wasn't, the time he took away with her, even getting married during that time. And now Simone Biles is back to the Simone Biles we know.
Well, let's pause it right there. Okay? Let's pause it right there before he goes any further. You want us to feel that he was looking at her with love. And the way he looked over at her was with love, right? I watched the whole video, the whole 54 minutes. I watched it all. I ain't see what you're talking about. Is that on me? Is that on me? I didn't see that happiness. No, what I saw was Simone grinning from teeth to teeth and answering certain questions. I saw that part, don't get twisted, but I didn't see that love part. I can't lie to you, I didn't see it. Personally, I ain't see it. Okay, all right? Number two, okay, you're telling us that, when he described about her mental health aspect, right? Look where it ended up being. No, just listen to what he just said. She had a mental health breakdown situation, and the next thing that ends up happening is within I don't know the span, they get married. I mean, me personally, that don't even sound good. Like I just want you to understand what we're saying, right? Bear in mind, obviously, when I talk about mental health, my mom deals with schizophrenia, so I know about mental health. So let me not play with y'all, okay? But again, like I said, obviously, I'm not hearing love at the moment. I'm still not hearing the love. So when you tell me that they went away because she had mental health issues and she didn't want to do the competition, I hear that, and then they end up getting married. You're acting as if it's a positive. How's that a positive? Someone has mental health issues, having breaking down and depression, and then you get married. How is that the positive? Like, do you get what I'm saying to you? Like, in 2023, that for me, that really ain't a positive, just because of how I know about mental health. Now, if they had gone to, like he said, they've gone to therapy. So if he spoke more about going to therapy, really working things out, really understanding her, getting to understand what makes her tick, that would have made me like, okay, this brother really cares about her and loves her. But you put the marriage thing in there, which again, don't really speak about the fact that there's a love there. That don't prove there's love there. People need to stop this attitude that getting a ring and getting married is actually action of love. There's a lot of people get married and it's not for love. So you getting a ring or getting married don't mean that there's a love thing situation. You get what I'm saying to you, right? Now, if you follow me on the channel long enough, you know that I blast men and women. I'm not trying to be biased. I blast women too, as well as I blast the men. If you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm going to choose, I choose a side based on the situation. You get what I'm saying to you, right? So this is not me trying to be, I'm backing women or anything. No. This doesn't sound right.
He talked about the way Simone Biles has changed his life, how much she has helped him, how much their love and their journey and their story is all tied together. So what has happened is people sitting in their homes, whether married or unmarried, are now worried about this man and his relationship.
Now, let's pause it right there. Don't you dare. See, I don't like this. This is how I don't like what you're doing. And you're kind of being manipulative right now. I don't like that. You put on this particular video. We didn't tell you go and interview Jonathan Owens. We didn't even know who he was. I didn't even know who he was. You might not have even interviewed him if he wasn't the husband of Simone Biles. Please, don't try to gaslight me. This situation, as I said, we're sitting at home, whether you're married or unmarried. You tried a little shade. I know you tried a little something. And we're in the business. Who told you to go and interview them and bring it to my screen? No, who told you? Did I tell you to go and interview him? Did we tell you to go and interview him and bring us information about what's happening in the relationship? Had he put on a good show and spoke well about his wife, would we not be giving you plaudits? Would we not be giving him plaudits? If you had put on the show where he talks great about his wife, would we not be all sitting like, rah, it's so loving to see how he treated her. It's so nice to see how much he cares about her. Women will be out here saying, I want a man like Jonathan Owens who loves Simone Biles. You know how we know that? Because we've seen the history of other couples who, women and men, be like, yeah, I want to love like that. I want to love like Will and Jada. So don't gaslight and sit on my screen and gaslight me in a situation. I don't like the word gaslight because it's not really gaslight. Don't sit on my screen and act like I'm a fool. We have brains here. We think about things. Okay? All right? Now, you chose that particular clip. Okay? Because you gave it also to Jonathan Owens to put on his profile. So you chose it. Whoever your editor was chose that point and put it in there. Now, number two, you knew his story because it's not the first time he's ever said the story about who was chasing who. It's not the first time. Hence why you asked the questions you were asking. Number three, you look like he was chatting was. So don't look at me. If you know he was chatting was and you're asking him questions, come on. Don't look at me, my brother. You're looking at the wrong person for this to be blamed. You need to look at yourself and the rest of your team. You put this man out to hang to dry. You're talking about, listen, you saw the love, you saw this, you saw that. Maybe what you should have done was edited that part of the video out. Maybe you should have edited out all the parts where he spoke about Simone Biles and kept it strictly football. Because if that's not the case, you have absolutely a lot of fault to deal with because we're interpreting what you gave us. Right? We even interpreted how you were looking at him. So what do you want to do? Who told you to summarize a question? No, don't take me for a dickhead. Who told you to summarize a question and say, is it safe to say that a brother doesn't like Simone Biles? Did I tell you to interpret the question that way? Who told you? And now you're complaining about how we saw it. You haven't protected their relationship. You should have known this clip is going to go out. It's going to look mad. Don't come out and sit on the internet acting like we're mad. Don't. You knew exactly what you were doing with that clip. Your editor knew exactly what he was doing with that clip. Your production person knew exactly what they were doing with that clip. When they pull it out on the internet, you knew exactly what would happen. You're not foolish. Ryan Clark is a very intelligent man. That's why he summarized the questions the way he asked the question. He's a very deep thinker. The way he asks questions, I was like, I like the way he asks questions. Don't sit on my internet and treat us like a fool. Please, you're smart. You're smart. So you know that there are smart people out there. Don't play dumb. It's not cute. It don't look good. Okay? You got what you wanted, and now you're in a situation. Right? And if you want to talk about people having the blame, you should have protected their relationship if you felt like it was so beautiful and said, let's edit this part out. It doesn't actually fit the narrative that we're looking. Now we're looking back and we're watching it again. It's not really fitting the relationship aspect. You know what I mean? It's not really helping. Yeah? It's not really helping. So I think we should maybe take this out. That's all. You get what I'm saying to you? That's it. You can't blame us for interpreting that way.
Instead of being happy for two people who are excited to be together, two people who support one another wholeheartedly, we've now decided to pick apart one clip instead of learning the whole story. So the moral of the story is this. If Simone Biles is happy, why aren't you? If Jonathan Owens is happy, why do you care how they start or what jokes they make? This is a couple that has found their own way, and they found their way to one another in a very unique fashion. And just because you feel like he should be worshiping the gymnast, Simone Biles, doesn't mean that you can't respect that he's in love with the woman, Simone Biles.
So you guys are part of the problem. I see it now. Yep, the mandem are part of the problem. They are a part of the problem. I can see it now. These mandem are part of the problem. I see. Do you know what? Can I just say this? This is why sometimes these relationships be faltering, bro. I agree. Listen, he should never worship. If you've watched me long enough, you know I talk about this all the time. Never worship a man or a woman. Never. Never put them on a pedestal. Never put them too high. Don't do it. I agree, right? I'm not asking for Jonathan to worship. To worship you, I live. Hey. To worship you, I live to worship you. Like, I'm not asking you to do that, right? I'm not asking for the most decorated message about how much you love your wife. What I am asking for is that when you did speak about your partner, nobody can mention what was nice that he said about her. You mentioned things that he was affected by in terms of what she was doing for him, but nothing about who she actually was. I I'm only interpreting what you give me. Nobody's asking for him to worship her. Now, what I would say is there are people that are out there who are cussing and saying, who is he? You know, she's the one that's a star. Yeah, because you know exactly why. Because he mentioned, I'm a catch and I'm the prize. Instead of you to come out and say, listen, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't have said the prize and the catch situation has got people a little bit in their feelings. No, you're not going to. And this is what's going, and this is what I'm saying to you, like, this is why I did that last video. I said, if they're happy, we shouldn't say anything, right? If they're happy, we shouldn't say anything. Well, I hear it. You know, once this dies down, none of us are going to talk about the situation again, right? I hear it, okay? But once you come onto the internet, no matter how happy you may look like, many of us, men, women, know people. We know our boys, and we know our ladies as well. We all have a friend or friends who are smiling from teat to teat about their relationship, and you're telling them,